Hello guys and welcome back. In this video, we will be adding a Windows computer using PowerShell. And for those of you who have just joined us, this is one of a series of videos where we have built a virtual home lab, and these are some of the topics covered. Downloading and installations of operating systems and programs, creating virtual machines, Windows Server 2012, where we cover Active Directory, DHCP and DNS, adding users and computers, permissions and group policies, and basic PowerShell, just to name a few. We'll also touch on ticketing systems, remote desktop, and video conferencing. Now, let's jump right in. We go to Server Manager, click on Tools, then click on Users and Computers. Now you will note that we have two Windows machines already added to the domain. What I'm going to do first is I am going to remove Win7B computer from this domain, and I will then add it back. But for those of you that are only interested in adding a computer to the domain, then you can simply just click on the timestamp. It will hop you to the portion of the video where we deal with adding a computer to the domain. All right, so now we're gonna go back to our Windows 7B. Then we're gonna log in. We go to Start menu. Right click on my computer and then Properties. And then you will see the details there. We are on the Windows 7B machine, and we're gonna go on Change Settings. We're gonna go to Change, and we're gonna configure it back to work group. Okay, it was previously on domain, so now we're gonna put it back to work group, and then we're gonna give the work group name work group. So you click OK. Now it says welcome to the work group. You're gonna have to restart for this changes to take effect, so I will restart a bit later. So now we go to our control panel by searching on the search bar and clicking enter. Now we go to users and accounts. Okay, here I'm just here to confirm my password, because once you log out from the domain, you need to use your local user account for the PC. So I don't have any, so that's why you saw it being blank there. I don't have any, which is good. So the computer won't ask me for password. You don't want to log yourself out, because once you come out of the domain, you are not going to be able to use the domain administrator's information. That is very crucial, folks. You might log yourself out, so you are no longer under the domain. So the domain administrator's password won't be recognized by this PC because it's no longer connected to the server. So you need the local user password. That is the password you entered when you installed the operating system of this machine. Double check that. Don't just remove the computer from the domain and then restart it. It will lock you out. Back to Active Directory. We are simply going to right click on Win7B and click delete, and then yes, you confirm that indeed you want to delete everything. Yes. Now we are going to go back to our Win7B machine, our Windows 7B, and then punch in PowerShell. Right, we click in and run as administrator. Right, you must run as the administrator. I'm not really filling this window, so I'm gonna try and change my resolution. My screen feels very confined, so I'm just gonna change the resolution there. You can play around with the resolution and find what best fits your monitor or screen. So here we go. So the first thing we are going to do is to confirm if we can communicate with our server. We will do so by first checking the IP address of our PC, and it is indeed in the same network as our server. But also we can ping the domain homelab.com and you can see that our DNS server can resolve the IP address, which means we are able to communicate with our DNS server, which is also our Active Directory server. So now we're going to go ahead and add a computer by simply typing add-computer, or you simply click on tab after typing a certain length of text. It will auto-complete the word, and then dash domain name, and then we're going to input our domain name, which is homelab.com. Then we enter the credentials, which is going to be our administrator, our domain administrator, which is homelab/administrator. And now this will give you this box to input your password. The reason it does that is so that you don't type in your password in clear text on PowerShell. So you click enter. It will need you to restart the computer for the changes to take effect, and simply type in shutdown /R for restart /T for time and 0 for seconds. So you restart immediately. 0 seconds means immediately. Now we will go back to our Windows server, log in as the administrator. We'll wait for Server Manager to load. Click on Tools, and then Users and Computers. Then you see there we have our Win7B computer added. So we have successfully added our Windows server on Active Directory. Now we go back to our Win7B machine. So we're going to switch the user from local user to domain user. And we're going to put in our administrator, the domain administrator credentials, which is homelab/administrator, and then put in his password. We have successfully logged in onto our desktop. Now we are going to confirm by right-clicking on my computer and then properties. As you can see, we are indeed under the homelab.com domain. In the next video, we will be adding user accounts on Active Directory.